Some people will, yeah.
We are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another book week. What is this? Book three, the Highlander. And I've got some new faces on my channel. So I feel so bad. I always forget to be like, we should all introduce ourselves. So take it away. Go ahead and give yourselves a shout out or introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm Alicia. Y'all know, see me before. Yay! And we're so excited to have Stacey.
So yeah, hi, I'm Stacey. I'm a mess and address on Instagram and YouTube, and thank you for inviting me. It's awesome.
We're so excited, and thank you so much for staying up late because it's 1 a.m. in the morning there for you.
Yeah.
So we really, really appreciate it. And then we have Christy.
So I'm Christy, and Christy reads a lot on Instagram, and yeah, here I am.
Yay.
Hey guys, I'm Chris from Books and Chris, and I was gone last week, but I'm back now. Hey.
Yay.
I know.
So
I feel like I have so many things to discuss. I'm like dying. I'm like, yes.
This was a good one. I like this one a lot. Oh, are we doing the ratings now?
First, yeah.
Absolutely. Chris, start us off. What do you think?
I gave this one a strong 4. I really liked it. It wasn't a 5 for me, but I really did enjoy it. I loved Nina. I thought she was a really strong character. I thought I was looking at the story more, from her aspect, more from like her mental state, psychological, because the first chapter where she was in the, what was it called? Branch or something like that? The place that mental
Bell Garden, Island.
Yeah. And the torture that she went through and what her husband used to do to her and all the rape that she went through. It just, I kind of try to put myself into her mental status and how fucked up, that would leave you. And then kind of, I saw a lot. I kept making references from this book and Eloise's book in Bridgerton with the kids. I don't know. Did you guys do that too? Yeah.
I didn't correlate those two books, but other books that had children in them, I did. It was Sir Philip with Love.
Yeah. To Sir Philip. Yep.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved Mina's strength of character. And him, I thought he was all right. I don't know. She was just like the main. She carried the story for me in this book, and I liked it. I liked the kids. I liked the storyline with the dog. I was waiting for it to pop off when she was keeping the secret about the puppy. One more day or 3 days, one more day, and then I'm like, who the hell is the guy with the red eyes? And then for it to be Hamish, it was just it was crazy. I mean, I liked the building of the story and how he came back, and it was all the drama. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Alicia, what are you thinking?
I gave it a 5. I am just loving. I'm loving Kerrigan. I love Kerrigan Byrne, and I don't want to feel like a broken record on it. I really liked Liam. I liked that he went through some shit. His dad was an asshole. Again, we're back to dads being assholes, but his dad was an asshole. And then he really took the beatings for his brothers, who we need to talk about his brothers later, as we're that's on my list. And then I did like Mina. She took a ton of shit, and then she had to go and kind of rebuild her life. It was a solid 5 for me. The only point I would have taken a little bit off for it was the slow burn of it all, how they don't actually, consummate it till later. But then when they do, and it's in the forest, and then they're on the train, and I can forgive that it took a little while to get there. Especially when she's talking about how he's working out outside and he's, doing his little calisthenics. And I'm like, okay, I can forgive you for this one. What did you think, Stacey?
Yeah, definite 5. All the stars. I love all of them. They're amazing. It was great. I knew I was going to like Liam when they mentioned his like shocking amount of thigh on show. I thought, yeah, this is going to work.
Right.
That's right.
And I like that Mina was a bit, she didn't start as strong as the other two. I think she had to kind of grow into herself as she got more confident through the book. So I liked it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I forgot about that. And someone else mentioned they thought it was like Sound of Music-esque. We
yes,
used to like, talk about that with the carriage. So what did you give it, Christy?
So I gave it a 5. The first time I read it, I gave it like a 4.5, and then this time I bumped it up because I just like really connected to both of them this time. You know, like I felt like it was an equal Liam and Mina. Like I liked both of their backstories, and yeah, I was saying it kind of reminded me of Sound of Music, like just their governess, and like he's a cranky ex-army dude, you know, with his kids, and like she had to come and teach him, you know, how to be with his kids.
Yeah, I did. I liked how she's just like in the carriage and she's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like completely prim and proper. Like,
oh, when she didn't want to come out?
Right.
When she didn't want to come out the carriage?
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, open the bloody door. And she's like, no, thanks.
Yeah. No.
I don't know who you are.
Right. We don't know you, sir.
Danger.
I would have to see, this is the problem I have, you guys. I would have to give this a 4.8. And it's because, one, I'm rating Kerrigan's Byrne books against Kerrigan Byrne books. Like, if I was rating them against all other books, like, it would be a 5-star, obviously. But I'm, like, rating her books against herself. So, like, at this point in time, she's like, dang it. But I think the prologue for me was really hard to get through personally. So it was personal taste at that point. That was hard for me to read. And then also there was a part where I was a little confused on how the brother was on the ship. And maybe someone can clarify this for me of why he went on the ship and it exploded. Why was he there in the first place? And maybe I misread it as like a reading, but I wasn't sure why he was on the ship to begin with. And then they decided like Liam was going to go and then he didn't end up going. So if someone can help me out with that, I just was a little confused on that, like why he ended up being on the ship when it exploded. But other than that, it's such a good read, like hands down. If I'm rating it against other books, obviously it's a 5. So that's for me. Anyway.
Yeah. I want to talk about, like, I know everyone says the prologue in the first chapter was hard, right? It was not easy. But do you think that those things had to happen for these characters to, like, become who they are? And I feel like it's not, and I feel like Kerrigan Byrne has done this very well, it's not like just rough and dark and horrible things happening just for the sake of horrible things happening.
Oh, for sure.
Like, terrible things have happened and then you become this person. Like,
right. Oh,
all
absolutely.
the things Tina went through in this asylum and her horrible husband, to then when, like, the scene where she goes and the bath water is warm.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, she had to go through that to get to there. So I know it's hard, and I feel like
it's not unnecessary, like, for their stories.
Right.
It's
absolutely.
Necessary.
I mean,
yeah,
she had to build it like that because she has all these other issues of like, you can't do this to me or that to me. It's like you had to build that storyline. I think
I love about Kerrigan though. She gives you like real shit, like hard shit. Yeah, it's hard, but it's real shit. Like people go through shit like this. Like, you know, some people live through, you know, abuse, rape. A lot of people do. I mean, some people, a lot of people do. And I think she does a great job of bringing it into that era, you know, and still keeping it gritty, but then also turning it and giving us the HEA that we all love. And she does a great job building her characters. She does a great tortured soul. She does a great, you know, the damaged heroes, when they're all fucked up in the head and they're, you know, hardcore, and then they get soft when they meet that one woman. You know, she does a great fucking job with it. I love it. She's awesome. Right.
I really like though when Argent walked in at like when they were like rescuing her, and then what is it, Morley finds him and he's like, there's a guy that's dead here, and he's like, he was already dead. Like what do you want me to do? Like he was already dead. Like that was hilarious because Argent's like, oh well.
Did they drag him?
It's like
and locking up the women like in asylums back then, like the men had all the power over them. Like they could do and place them and put them wherever they want. Like, so it was a thing that was happening. Like, and it's terrible, but
he
it's
just
part
said,
of
like, all he had to say was, "Oh yeah, she was like a hypersexual, being, and
they're like lock her up.
She made me have sex with her, and
I had to have a slight,
and the fucking twisted ass doctors." Did you guys watch Nurse Hatchet on Netflix?
Nope.
Not yet. Ratchet. Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet. Yeah.
Ratchet.
Oh man, see it. It's so fucking good. The actress, she's amazing. Anyway, you can see Mina in that. If anybody is in the comments that have seen Nurse Ratchet, you can see Mina being one of those patients, and the twisted ass doctor is, the two that are so good, so good.
Right. What were you gonna say, Stacey?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that I had to have a slight smile to myself during the whole bit with the immoral compulsions, because I thought I'd be in real trouble if that was the case nowadays.
Right.
I like how they call it immoral compulsion.
Yeah. I was like, I would be in such trouble.
We would all be screwed at that point. We would be all
it's like a horse, your immoral compulsion. And I think
Alicia would be like burned at the stake.
Oh yeah. Well, and that'll be for like what I read, not like in my actual.
Just for your thoughts, yeah.
My poor husband would attest that that's not, that's not how our actual real life goes. But I know that is so sad. Harriet just said that Byrne died yesterday. We're so
Christopher
sad.
Plummer, yeah.
Poor guy. He was in a movie recently that had nothing
Knives
to do
Out.
with music. Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. Yep.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think that is really interesting how they set that up for her. And then we get to where she's going to be a governess. And I just think that the meet cute was gold. Like how she set up that meet cute with him, like she couldn't have done a better job if she like popped it out of thin air. Like it was just so great, because at that point in time, you don't trust men, period. Like you're just like, I'm not trusting you to save my life. So I love how she did that. What do you think of, okay, so I'm going to ask this question because I know what you guys are going to say. What do you think of Gavin?
Oh,
I knew you were going to say that. I thought they were going to have a thing. I thought there might have been like a little menage. I was hoping that something would pop off where she would have a little something with Gavin and then a little something with, and it didn't happen, but whatever.
No.
Right.
He claimed her too quickly. She could have let that bubble a little bit.
Well,
I did like how Gavin, he was like this catalyst for Liam to be like this grumpy jerk, and he got so jealous. And then when he comes in, he's like, I know he's in this room, and it's like, no, he's not. You're just a drunk a-hole right now.
Her son. He thought his son was her son.
He thought that she was messing
with for me. I'm like, Liam, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, that was a little
crazy for me. Like,
but that was how that's back to his childhood. Like that's back to his childhood, what his dad did to him and his sibling or his brothers,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So he thought it was.
A lot of conclusions, doesn't he, in this book? Like
he does.
Really out there conclusions. But I kind of understood it, because I think when you've been in such a non-trustworthy environment your entire life, you automatically assume the worst in every situation, and that's just what he does all the time.
Right. And it was really interesting because she finally sees what he's gone through, because he's like coming out of the lake, and then she looks at his back and his back is all scarred, and then it's like, whoa, like I've been abused, but that is some hardcore abuse as well. So it's almost like they connected on that level, I think. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I want to know what Gavin's done.
Wait, what did you say, Stacey?
I was just going to say, I want to know what Gavin's done, because Liam mentions a few times that like he could be hanged for things, and like there's stuff about him we don't know. So I want to know, because he's got his own book. He's book 5. But this is what I think too, is even though Gavin kind of liked her, I think he was instigator. He was like, I know my brother has a thing for her, so I'm going to instigate this. And he was also scarred too, because didn't Liam marry the person that he was going to love, and it was kind of like payback? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it was payback, because I think he was just simply instigating. Like he could tell Liam was into her, And he also told Liam, like, hey, this girl, like, has issues from her past. Like, she's been hurt before. So, like, he knew they, you know, I don't think he was trying to go for her, though. Like, I think it was just fun.
Right. Because if Gavin was going to go for her, I thought he would go a different way. Like, he would actually go for her. I don't know.
Yeah, he would have already done that in the forest with her.
Right. Like, he would have not, like, held back. Like, I feel like, yeah. So, favorite scenes, you guys, throw them out there because there's a lot of them. What favorite scene?
Where do you start?
Oh, I don't want to go first. Let Stacey go first.
No. Go, Kristen. I need to think. Okay, yeah.
Not on the spot. I have a few favorites. Like, just little favorite moments. Like, yeah, I like the part when he ripped the thorns off and brought the roses to her. I really like that. It was so sweet.
That was great.
And I loved when he was in there. Like, I think I talked about it in the Discord. Like, when he was coming in to watch the kids read, like, the Count of Monte Cristo. And she was like, oh, he's here to, like, hang out with his kids. And then his son's like, he doesn't even understand French. Like, he's just here for you and maybe for us to hang out, you know? So I was like, all these little sweet Liam moments. Those are the ones I remember.
Right. I liked the bit just before the rose, like when she's got the roses and he realizes that she's actually really, really scared of him. Yeah. And that's the first time you see his like protective side of him. And I think there's a bit about him saying that he realizes that he'd rather be the person who gives someone sanctuary rather than the people they're running from. And that's his kind of moment of going, this is what I want from her. And that just got me.
Yeah, I love that.
I liked the part where they were outside and he was talking about the constellations and how he can see why she thinks that they're good or friends, something like that he said. And because life gives you a second chance, you know, like it was just like, I like that moment when they were outside looking at the stars. That was probably my favorite.
See, you guys are doing sweet scenes. I'm like, favorite scene, train scene.
The train was good. I like the train. I like when they got it out in the forest.
That train scene was bomb.com. I thought someone was going to be like, train scene.
I'm not mad about that. I liked the chapel when they're talking in the chapel and she's talking to him about like sin in the past, and I just felt like that was her saying like, yeah, we've all had shitty things happen, but we have to move on from them and be better people, and they won't necessarily forget them and leave them, but we have to move on. And so I liked that. But I liked the forest. I liked how it was like, oh, and it's like an altar that she's like laying on, and he's this manly Scottish guy who doesn't wear shirts and his like knees are showing, blasphemy. And I just
And then, when you mentioned the festival scenes and like they go dancing and then like apparently you could cheat on your spouse on that day. That day is like a free for all.
Oh yeah. I really liked how they kept referencing that she was like voluptuous.
Yes, yeah.
Did you guys pick up on that too? I really like that, and I think it was when he walked in on her when she was naked, right? Wasn't she naked when he walked in on her? And he said something about her curves, and I was like, I like that Kerrigan portrays women realistically, like our body types and
positivity.
Stuff. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, like, you know what? He really appreciated her.
Yeah. Definitely. In the beginning when he finds the whore, the dead body of the whore wrapped in the cloak that he gave her, and how he mercilessly beat her to death so that she wouldn't like be tortured. You know what I mean?
Well, she tried to whip him gently. I don't know how you
talked about her, but we didn't really talk about his beginning scene, and I thought that was that was fucked up. Like, the dad made them rape her.
Well, he tried to make it as gentle as possible, because if she would have given the whip to his brother would have like killed her. So I thought that was really interesting. He attempted to save her, but she didn't see it like that. Like she just sees everybody as monsters, and I get that too. Like that. Yeah, that was for someone who's like anti-reading sexual assault, like that was tough for me to read personally, but that's just personal taste at that point. It's not anything to do with the writer or what the book is.
But she wrote that scene well. Like you could see that scene.
Absolutely.
Her descriptions, it was great the way she wrote that scene. It was tough scene, but it was a good scene in the fact that she built it well.
Right. Anybody in the comments, like if you were like crying a little, like throw it out there because I was
Like
just
crying.
I was just like, damn, like that girl, like save her, do something, you know what I mean? Not crying, but like
Carrie, it's a book.
Girl, I am there. Like she writes it like you are there. You're living in it at that point.
Yeah, it was good.
So I did not cry. No,
but I was more anxious. Like I was just like
I felt more for Mina in the first chapter than like the prologue. Yeah,
right.
I think I felt more for her because
the mental anguish for Mina was more pronounced because you can hear her inside thoughts about, I don't want to get into that water, and the last time she was in that water, and the way the shards felt in her skin, and it was more like being in that first person experience than his was just him telling the story.
Right. I think I wanted more for the doctor. I know the doctor went to go get hanged, but I was like, I wanted like some sort of tragic ending for him than him just getting hanged. I wanted him to like suffer. Like I wanted him to be like
torture.
Right, exactly. I wanted an end for him, but I get it. Like not all villains will get that ultimate end.
We should have drowned him in the fucking ice bucket bath.
In the water.
The husband got it, didn't he?
Kerrigan needs to hit us up next time so we can give her some more twisted shit.
Yeah, the husband did get his, but I was just like, that scene, Stacey, that scene, when he ran to the one door and Blackwell was at it, and then he ran to the balcony and Argent jumps down from the balcony, and you just feel it like he is surrounded by his enemies, and he's like, I'm SOL.
I just liked him when he said, you mean my wife? And he went, I mean your widow. And I was like, yes!
Yes.
Yes. And he did say, like, I'll throw my dagger through his eye. And then at the end, he's like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm like, that's kind of gross, but hot, right?
When he comes back and he's like, you're a widower now. Like, you're good to go. Like, we're fine here.
What do they keep saying about when in certain situations you want the most dangerous man at your side? And I think,
yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what
true.
Millie told her.
You feel the most protected, right?
Yep.
Right.
You want that bad guy. We don't want that bad guy. The bad guys are hot.
Right? It's like that meme.
The bad guys are hot. The good guys they're always like, oh, but he's nice though. He's not cute, but he's nice.
Well, Morley is technically a good guy, and his book is down the road. So I'm curious. I have not read Morley's yet.
Yeah, I've read that one. I read that my first ever Kerrigan Byrne book. I didn't realize and read it first, and it's great.
So
okay,
does he have a dark spin on his story?
Yeah, it's definitely it is still a darkish book, and it kind of, so his character, from what I knew him in that book, I was quite surprised when you see him in the first book. I was like, oh right, okay, didn't see that coming.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. You'll see when we get there.
The dragon.
You're seeing a stranger now, but it was something different.
No, it was
The
Dark and Stormy Night. Yeah,
right.
Okay,
right.
It's the 7th book that's actually, it's on Kindle Unlimited. So if anyone's looking for it on KU, I know it's there.
But it is. You'll see.
So, I mean, I guess the next character we could talk about is Johnny.
I did not see that shit coming. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like this whole book, I was just not paying attention or what. I was so distracted by Liam and Mina that I did not see that, like, Hamish was this fucked up, guy with the red eyes coming to kill her. Nor did I see Johnny as, like, this, I'm going to shoot somebody. So I feel like this whole book, I don't know what happened. Like, I was just blindsided by all of it. Did you think that too, Stacey, or am I just crazy?
I guess the Hamish one, the second you heard the voices, I thought, oh, right, so he's not dead. But then I didn't see I wondered what they were going to do with the Johnny character, but I didn't realize they were going to go there with it. I was still quite surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think
felt really bad for him because I thought he's kind of destroyed all that relationship that he's built with Liam over all those years. He's kind of now jeopardized it because he's been tricked. It was weird.
Who did you think was the gunman if you didn't think it was, like, when they're like, oh, you heard a shot? Did you guys have any inkling of who it, like, if it wasn't Johnny, who did you think it would have been?
I just assumed it was some random person.
Yeah, I thought it was like Mina's husband or family showing up to like grab her.
Believe it or not, I thought it was more. I thought it was Morley. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I would think that, but I really thought it was Morley. Like shooting and ask. I don't know why I would think that, but like I just thought that he just pulled out his gun and shot. So literally, like, and of course it's a reread for me, but I forgot it all. So when I went to that part, I'm like, who shot him? I have no idea.
Yeah. I just don't know how he could like forgive him so much, because then at the end they're all like one big happy family, you know, and how I don't know if I could forgive Johnny that much.
I always forget that, because I feel like I think when I'm reading it that Johnny's older, but he's only 17 when that happens. Right. And so like I feel like he's young, he got tricked. Like I can see sort of, you know, where he was coming from, but I was surprised by it too.
But I do wonder if they like end up together. Sorry, Karen.
No, go ahead, Alicia. I'm sorry.
I wonder if they like end up together. It seems like they're kind of like in that little epilogue. They're
in the
behind each other's back. But I'm like, do they end up together? How does that work?
I think they would.
Maybe in my head.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing though, and maybe he forgave him so quickly because I'm thinking like Johnny knew his family was slaughtered. Like, and he like had told him like, you can kill me at any time. Didn't Liam say that? Like, take your revenge at any time. So it was almost like he's probably like looking at the bullet wound in his chest, like, dang, like I told him technically to do it at any time. Pick the most opportune moment to do it. So
and he has been manipulated, hasn't he? The husband, somebody's got to him and like, you know,
Hamish, Hamish
said it was okay. I mean, at this point in time, I'm thinking like, I think it would be like, okay, well, you get this one pass, you do it again, I kill you. Like, it's one of those.
Yeah, and the whole theme of this book is kind of redemption and forgiveness, and you know, everybody's done something bad to somebody else, and they're all guilty of something. So you know, who's to judge, kind of thing.
What did you guys think of Andrew's puppy? Did you think it was a puppy, or did you think he was just going through like teenage years? Like,
as someone who is living with a puppy right now, I feel like it was just a puppy. I feel like it was just a puppy. Like, as someone, who it's like currently sleeting and like raining and it's turning into snow here, which is crazy town. Who has to like take out a puppy right now? I feel like it was definitely a puppy.
Well, it's funny because like in the beginning, like he would dance with her and then he would get this attitude and storm off. And I was like, oh, he's going through like not having a mom, having the dad come back, like teenage years. And then it's like, oh, this whole time he just wanted to keep his puppy. So it's like.
Well, and he was mad at his dad too. Like, you know, he tells him at one point, like, you left us, you should have just died, like, don't even come back, you know, so he was hurting as well.
Yes. I did like how in that part, I actually tabbed that part where Mina, like, basically says to the both of them, like, stop being assholes.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, gonna lay down the law. She's like, I'm gonna be the mom in this situation, and you both need to figure it out. I liked how Liam said, like, when he saw Hamish, I think he saw Hamish explode on the ship, and he was like, I realized I needed to come back for my kids. And I was like, okay.
I love that he was trying to come back and be a dad.
Right.
Yeah. I did wonder, did we ever find out like what happened to his wife? His wife was crazy, right? She had mental
jumped off a bridge or some shit. Did she jump off of a bridge?
She jumped off the house or something, like the top.
A ledge or something?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That widow's walk or whatever they called it, like up on the house.
That's right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
So when she
like
she didn't really go into it. So like literally when like it's really interesting because when her husband on the train station, when her husband pulls her hair and calls her out, like she's mad, she's crazy, and then Liam had to come in and like take a step back, like maybe she is crazy. Like I felt like that was a good transition because she wasn't sure because he had dealt with someone who has been crazy before. So I thought that was a really kind of interesting transition for that because he really did second guess himself. So that was really interesting, I think.
And that's what Kerrigan does really well in this entire series. Like she pits the total opposite, like hero and heroine that like give in to each other's like not weaknesses, but like their thoughts like that are the most like the worst thoughts for them. She pits them like against each other, and that's where all their like conflict comes in, I feel like, because he was thinking like, I've had a crazy wife and now this lady might be crazy too, like, it kind of hits him.
Oh, okay. And apparently you learn more about Liam's wife in the Scott beds his wife. So
yeah.
So that
when I was rereading this one, oh sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When I was rereading this one, I kept thinking like, there's more to the story here, and I was like, where was it? Like, did I make it up? So
yeah. Oh, what happened to it? Where did it go?
I did for Mina as well when she was starting to wonder if she was actually going mad because of the voices and stuff, and you think having been in an asylum for so long, that must be quite worrying.
And seeing that black red-eyed spirit demon, whatever the hell she is. Brocklin, what the hell did they call it? The Brocklock or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do Scottish.
Yes, you should know this, Stacey. Come on.
I've written that. What is it? The kid's saying "Hold your weesh" or something, and I'm like, "What?" I'm going to Google it. What does it mean? I don't know what it means.
What?
Is that where you live? Where do you live? Scotland?
No, I live in England. I'm in Nottinghamshire.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. And what did you say, Alicia?
No, I thought she would know more.
She's like a few hours away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, driving.
Yeah. We could like drive there, whereas like we have gone on a plane, which none of us are doing because we're all.
I just want to go and look for where Craig Nadoon would be if it was a real place.
They have like a whole tour thing, I think, for that show over there.
Really?
Oh
my god!
That's one more thing, you guys. Sorry,
I'm take pictures on where the Battle of Culloden was, and maybe dig up some dirt and look for like an old pistol or some shit. That would be cool.
If we ever come out of lockdown, I'll go off and take photos for you.
That would be dope.
I'm going to go off with what Tiffany said, where she's like, I want all the backstories. Here's one thing is we still haven't gotten Liam's dad. So there's still like the dad story out there of like we know Blackwell
together.
Right. But we haven't really, I mean, is there more, I guess, is there more to that story? Like, will we hear more of this, or is it kind of like, is it wrapped up with just this? I don't remember, like my memory shot.
With the guys. I think it just trickles down to the sons, right? Because he's just a fucking asshole.
Right. So we'll maybe
it's not wrapped up.
Story. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Damn it, Christy.
There's more.
There's more. Okay.
Oh, there's more.
Right.
What did we all think about seeing like Sarah and Millie and like Dorian?
I loved it.
I just loved that, and I liked seeing Dorian and him like becoming to have a family, like become family, like
right.
I mean,
I love all the guys individually.
Sorry, go ahead, Stacey.
Sorry, I was going to say, I love all the guys individually, but together they are absolutely brilliant. That's like a reverse harem book that I'm going to need at some point with all of them.
Where all the girls are just going to be set aside.
Just because they're just so funny and how they just kind of like just bounce off each other and they all kind of egg each other on. And there's a bit where I think one of them says, did you? Oh, I think Mina says, "Did you kill him?" And he's like, "Well, we helped. He didn't do it on his own." And it's like, I just love it. They're all so funny.
And it's so funny.
I like that they don't want to be like those, like they don't want to have the like emotional. They're just like, we're going to be super tough men, but then in actuality, they're like, yes, tell your wife this. Like I just thought, I don't know. I like seeing them. That made me happy.
Well, of course, one of her heroes is so intriguing. I mean, for the fact when you get Liam and Gavin in a room and they want to like murder each other. I mean, I'm just like it's just so entertaining. That what is that office scene where he like shoves them in the office?
Doesn't it kind of remind you of Colin and Anthony and how they're like soft and these guys are like total like badasses? So it's like complete opposites. It's like, the Bridgertons are like the wonderful like high class family, and then all these guys are all like from the slums. You know what I mean? Like it's just like two opposite families. I think it's
right. Cool. Where I feel like
we went from that to this.
Well, yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like with the Bridgertons, they're kind of beta males, where I'm feeling like the Highwaymen are alpha males. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you could get some alpha.
Definitely.
I can see that with some of
beta, this is alpha. Like it's definitely a different type of guy. And I'm here for alphas. I'm all about alpha.
Definitely, yeah. The rebels would win in a fight, wouldn't they?
Right. I think so.
Oh yeah, whip their ass.
Hell yeah.
Poor Anthony would get fucked.
Like, let me go to a duel.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that for a boxing match?
Like, yeah, Kerrigan knew the type of guy she wanted to write, and she just went with it. And
if Kerrigan got her own Netflix show, wouldn't it be interesting if they have like the black, what do they call him? The blacksmiths of Benmore or whatever the hell, and Simon get together and have like a little duel. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could bring Bridgerton and the Victorian rebels together exactly and have them like interact somehow. I think that would be dope.
Because you're getting guys from like the streets.
Sarah and Daphne become friends.
So like,
no.
Penelope
that could happen.
Penelope, I don't know.
I would love to see this series adapted. I think a lot of people would be down for that. Because at the end of the day, it's fun to see princes and dukes, but it's fun to see those scrappers from like, I'm not kidding. You get those guys from like, I'm going to throw out, I know this is fantasy, you guys. I'm going to throw it out there. You get a Six of Crows, Kaz Bleeker, who runs the streets and then does a casino ring. And you're like, I am here for that. I want that down and out guy who's a billionaire, but he's like a crook. Like he's like the mafia king of the streets. Like I'm here for that. Like, yep. I love that kind of stuff.
All right. So we're just going to throw this out there. Kerrigan, if your show ever gets on Netflix, you have to take you got to take the romance book squad with you on set so we get to meet all the actors and actresses just like Julia did. So Kerrigan, this is us and you.
Oh my
God. We
God.
need to approve
Could
that.
you imagine?
We have final veto power in who plays them. She does have on her
right now. I'm like, Kerrigan, we have a proposition
for
you.
That her like it would be bomb because not only will you be intrigued to women, men would be down with it too because you have that like mafia aspect to it,
grittiness,
and, like, darkness to where I like Bridgerton a ton. Don't get me wrong, but it's very female related.
Yes, you have that dark underground badass, action packed.
Yeah.
Dirty, grimy shit. That guy's like it would be perfect. It would be great.
Right. Yeah, I would be down for that 110%.
Yes, I agree. Apparently, Kerrigan has Pinterest boards where she like plots out like what the people look like. Somebody posted them in the Discord too. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those today. Those are cool.
Somebody posted those. I haven't looked to see what the other characters look like. These I think are just the it looks like they've got some other ones on there, Mina and Liam, and then she's got Danny and Morley and Rihanna too. So those are in there. So if anyone wants to see who Kerrigan would envision as playing these people, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of authors do that, Alicia. I like that you said that. Like where authors like have like these Pinterest boards to where they like put like who they would want to play them, dresses they've envisioned for like the books that they have these girls in. Like I love that. I love when authors do that.
I cannot get on board with Pinterest, and this is just completely me. Like I feel like it just makes me feel bad about my life when you see all these people with their like organized pantries. Like I can't do Pinterest. It's just too much for me. I'm sorry.
I don't do it either.
I like Pinterest.
Oh,
just for the fact
T Manning just made a comment about Peaky Blinders, which is on Netflix, and I could totally see that correlation with this. That's a good good one right there. That's a good correlation. Yeah, Peaky Blinders. Like, it has to deal with what do you call it? The
Irish,
alcohol, right? The Irish, yep, and the whole underground mafia gang. It's
right. And I want like that nice mix. Right. And I like that nice mix of it where it's like not all like hard underground tones. Like you throw in the romances in there with it. So it's not just like, I feel like they need that balance. And I love when they do have that balance. It makes it so much more fun to watch, I think.
For women, because women need that romance aspect. Men could do without it. They don't give a shit about that. They just want the fighting and the drugs and the alcohol and the sex, and we need a little bit of romance. And it makes it more interesting when there's romance. Once you have romance, you could tie in so much drama and you could stretch that shit out. Because then, like, one person could like the other person in the other relationship, and it could just, like, go into a menage, like Alicia likes.
Okay, you had me at that, and then menage.
You're just wanting the menage. We were talking about this earlier today. That you're like, I need a menage in my life now.
I need a menage. Yeah, man.
Okay, so here's my question, you guys. Something else that really intrigued me about the book, which I'm just throwing it out there because I'm throwing out random things because I remember them as I go. But it was one of the things where it was like when they were first getting together and he ends up tugging her hair. And she's like, please don't tug my hair, because at the end of the day, like, for me, that just broke my heart. Because I was like, oh my gosh, like, because it was reminded her of like what happened in the past. And I was just like, it made me so sad. But I love that Kerrigan puts details like that in because it shows the trauma to her characters, which I think I was picking up on what Chris had said.
Yep. Right. Yeah, I relate to that a lot. I hate when people touch my fucking hair. That pisses me off.
See, I'm the exact opposite.
Don't hug me and don't pull my hair. Don't touch my hair.
No. Really?
Yeah, love a bit of hair pulling.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you
that works.
Go, Stacey.
Yeah, but I understood why she didn't, but I was like, it would have worked for me.
Right, because at the train station, he was tugging her hair as he was dragging her along. I would have been like, someone kick him in the balls right there. If he's tugging her hair, someone walk up to him and kick him in the balls. Like, literally, like, I just was like, I don't think he got a swift enough end. I don't know.
I like the fact that it really drove home, though, that she...
Tiffany said, don't pull out her tracks. That's what's up, boo. She got the weave in there. Yeah, that hair is expensive. And, it's the process. I feel you. Well, my hair is thinning. You know what I'm saying? And it's long. This shit hurts. Don't touch. I'm good. No.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it was just like so sweet. Like, she was just like, I can't do it. Like, and then she's like, just don't touch my hair. It was like she communicated, he respected. Like, it was brilliant all the way around. So I guess like I think we missed anything is the real question. Like, for the book itself, have we missed anything? Because I feel like we've talked a lot about the characters of and did you notice at the very end, they mentioned about characters that are coming up in other books in the what do they call it? Epilogue?
Yes. Because the next one is
the
guy who's missing a hand.
Yeah, we hear about him in this book.
Sounds good. It sounds good. I like the sound of him.
Okay.
Right.
We just heard about him with Liam in the Highlander.
So is there trigger warnings for this one, Christy, besides the like overall encompassing Kerrigan Byrne triggers? or Stacey?
I don't feel like it. No. I feel no. Okay. Not that nothing's coming to mind.
Right.
Okay.
So it's still a dark romance. So just go into it knowing it's still a dark romance. There's still things that are going to be darker elements.
Right.
So just because there's no trigger warnings that we know of doesn't mean you're walking into.
If you don't like rape, murder,
violence,
violence would be a big one.
Child violence, because I'm sure that is a possibility with her books too.
Right. And here's the thing.
Don't read it.
Right. And like, if you go in knowing that those things are happening, then you prepare yourself. So that's what I do. Like, for personally, if I know I'm going in to read something like that, I mentally prepare myself and then I go in, like, knowing that I'm going to read that. So anybody from those Bridgerton ones that like fluff, just go in knowing, being prepared.
Right. In the first chapter, like the first chapter usually carries the bulk of her.
And there's not. I just read it.
Oh,
it's good.
And
there's no trauma and there's no prologue. It just goes to chapter 1. I just read it before because I was like, I wanted to see. And
there's no trauma in it.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
So this one, which Kerrigan said in your guys' live, like in the very beginning, like this was one that the publishers wanted her to add on. And so I feel like this one relates the least to the entire series. So it's going to feel like a little different.
Right.
Okay.
And I feel like, you know what? Sometimes I want to kick her publishers because if they let Kerrigan do what he wanted to do, these would probably be like 18 stars.
So
Like you would be like star. Like literally sometimes, and I get it, you know, your publishers are there trying to help you, whatever, but they're killing my girl. And I don't like that. Like I'm literally gonna go.
Don't hold her back.
Give her free reign.
Let me know who I need to talk to. Cause I mean, I might talk a lot of like, I can help you. I could be like, excuse me, she knows what she's doing. Give her some space. So,
like when she said they made her change the titles of the last few because they didn't like, and I was like, I like the one-word titles. Like, great. Keep it.
Great. Yeah.
And it's one of those things, if she wanted to do a certain way, I feel like you're hindering an artist by not letting her do it the way she wanted to do it. So I don't know. That's personal opinion though. I think that she's brilliant. So I don't want to ever like, what is that? Stump the brilliance.
Yeah. Stifle.
Right.
Yeah.
So so I feel like for her, you could just let her run and she'd sell you books. Like she sell books all day long, you know?
Right.
It's not like she needs help. Like she can do it all on her own. So but Kerrigan's one of my favorites. So I mean, I might be biased. Someone else help me out.
We're all biased.
I think we all have.
Right. It helps that she's so cool too. So like that helps the situation. So far out of the three we've read, do we have a favorite one out of these three? What is your favorite?
I mean, I like The Hunter. I'm sorry. I love Christopher Argent.
I think if someone was trying to pass you off on this one.
You don't even ask me. You didn't ask me. I'm sorry, Christopher Argent. Like he's my yes.
He's
Mine's still The Highwayman.
He's my yes.
The Highwayman?
I like them all. The
You like
Highwayman. Yeah, I'll do that one too.
What do you think, Stacey? What do you got?
It's like picking between your favorite child. Like, how do you pick?
Really? I think you can totally do that. I think you can do that. I only have one person I'm not picking.
Well, they're all 5 stars,
stop.
so it doesn't matter. They're all 5 stars. So, like,
Right.
what matter?
I mean, The Hunter is my kind of dark. That's like, for me, that's a proper dark romance because he is a threat to her and that's cool. But I did love the relationship with the Highlander. So, I don't know, maybe number 2, but it's close.
Right. And I have to agree with you. 1 and 2 for me are like neck and neck because of like him being like, she's my fairy. I've like gone through all this trauma for her. But then you have Argent who's been like abused all his life. And you've got pretty much 2. Yeah, it's going to be a tough call for me. And when I rate Kerrigan Byrne books, I'm rating her against herself because we all know she's a 5-star hands down for me. So like, it's literally now she's getting rated against herself, which that's kind of tough. Like if she was rated against other authors, she'd be 5-star. She's up here for me. So it's, you know, good luck. You know, she's going to be rated against herself. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about authors that are your favorites? Do you rate them against themselves? Do you rate them with other authors?
Against themselves. I think you have to rate them against themselves. I don't think you can really compare. Like you can't compare Julia Quinn and Kerrigan Byrne.
No.
Right.
You know,
I just take each book individually.
Yeah, it's 2 completely different styles of writing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's you want something light and sweet and soft. Julia Quinn is the one, you know. Nice little romance, nice little, you know. That's Julia Quinn. You want something grimy and dark and true and more realistic, you know, then you go for Kerrigan Byrne.
Right. And that's go ahead.
I forget who said it was it somebody in the Discord? Maybe it was Harissa who said like she did not enjoy the other 2 books, but she liked the Highlander. Who was that? Who said that? Was that you, Harissa? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go back and see. Yes, it was. It was Harissa. She said she didn't like the other 2 books, but she liked this one. So I'm interested in like what was the deciding factor in this one for her that brought her like this, because I feel like they've all been really, really dark. But and also we're gonna wrap up right around 9 o'clock tonight, just because we're also very tired, and Stacey, it's gonna be 2 o'clock in the morning. So we are going to give away ebooks, because we know the Duke is incredibly hard to find right now. So if you want to drop a blue heart, because it's blue. So if you drop a blue heart in there, we'll have Stacey and Christy pick some winners for an ebook in the next 10 minutes. So start dropping some hearts. But I do want to know why Harissa thought that. She's probably not even on here now. So
she was chatting earlier.
You know what? And this is something I kind of thought, is that the Highlander, like Chris had said, it mimics Sir Philip and I, or Sir Philip with Love. So I feel like you can kind of relate it to the Julie Quinns, and people who love Julie Quinn will love maybe something similar to Julie Quinn.
I really like that some people said the Julia Quinn books were dark, and then we read these. The Julia Quinn books are not dark.
I don't think that's necessarily true. People that like Julia would like Kerrigan.
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary, because some people can't take the heat. They can't take the heat, the darkness. Yeah, right. I mean,
that's why I was thinking,
shit, right? You know,
right, and that's why
it's not light stuff,
right. And that's why I was thinking she didn't like the first 2 books, but she liked the 3rd book because it might have related to the series. I was just throwing out a theory, but she didn't like the first 2 because maybe it was too dark. I'm not sure. We definitely would need to get her to be.
I saw someone else say that they liked the Highlander more because in the first 2 they felt like the women characters, the Farrah and Millie, were trying to do the emotional work and try to save the guys, where in this one it was kind of more equal, which
they were saving each other,
right? So I could kind of see if that was the case, because if people don't like those heroines saving the guys,
oh, you're right, it's the only thing that saves him.
Is it? So I guess like the softer side with the kids, kind of softens the hero a little bit more as the dad figure. Yeah. Between the hero and the heroine. Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that, especially if you're not a fan of which to me, that's what I love, is the damaged heroes who need somebody, they're emotionally scarred and need somebody to save them. But I can totally, that's my thing, but I can totally see how people wouldn't if that's not their jam.
Right. Yeah, because it's hard to transition. Like I said, with a couple shows ago, it's hard to transition from Julia Quinn to Kerrigan Byrne. You're getting 2 different cups of tea. It's what? One's tea and one's coffee. I'm it's 2 different things.
Exactly. One is a light English tea, and the other one is a double shot of espresso with a mocha drop and a little cinnamon and some whipped cream on top. That's Kerrigan.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So
Julia's got an exquisite, unique blend that you could only get from the southern isles of Asia in a mountain somewhere.
Okay. So
the damaged torture hero. Yep.
Alrighty. What are you guys reading as of now? I mean, since we're kind of I know the next one's the Duke. What else is anybody reading? Everybody.
Well, it's Black History Month, so I am reading Brittany C. Cherry because I love me some Brittany C. Cherry. Okay. I have 2 books of hers that I'm reading. I'm reading the hold on, because I can't remember titles for shit.
Oh, are you reading Eleanor and Gray still?
Yes, yes, I'm reading Eleanor and Gray.
Yes, it's my favorite of hers.
You were you the one that told me to? Yeah, you told me to do Eleanor. Yeah. So I'm 25% in, because I'm reading that, and I'm also reading Sarah McLean's books. I just finished book 2 of the. I can't even think.
Raisin and the Beast.
Yes. Yep. So I got to start book 3. And what else am I reading? I think that's it for now. Oh, I finished 15 Inches by Madison Faye. That was bomb.
See,
I read that the other night.
That was bomb.
I put that on my PBR.
Who needs 15
Yes,
inches?
The thing is,
Mom,
What do you do with the rest of it?
like a Coca-Cola can, girl. Wait, what was the other one? What was this? The Santa one?
Baby, it's cold.
The other Madison,
Yeah,
Baby, It's Cold Outside. Yeah, I finished that one too. That was great.
So I'm going to throw it out there, guys, because it's Fantasy Romance Month too. I don't know why they decided to pick the same month as Black History Month, but that's okay because I'm going to combine them together. And by the time this month is over, I'm reading Legendborn. And I heard the book is so freaking good. So I'm really excited. So try to combine some of the read-alongs together and then you read one book. I'm trying to find that one book that like checks all the boxes to all the bingo boards. I will find it one day where the book has like all the bingo boards and you're like, nailed it with this one freaking book. But also, because I know Charles isn't here, Sarah J. Maas comes out on the 16th. And I'm so pumped for it. Oh my gosh, guys. We're talking theories. I'm very excited. If you ever want to come talk theories, Sarah J. Maas, please DM me. I am all about it. Me and Christy DM all the time about theories about SJM, like what she's going, where she's going. I mean, we're very excited about it. So excited. I'm sorry. I'm still excited.
I did like those Madison Faye's. I wish she was still on Kindle Unlimited, so that that bothers me because I wish she was. And
they're so easy to read. They're so good.
They're just easy. They're easy to read. I'm reading Rebecca Weatherspoon, the Beards and Bondage series. I'm on book 3. I read books 1 and 2 this past couple days, and I liked them. I would say I liked book 1 better than book 2, and I'm going into 3, which is a menage. So that's my jam. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then I'm starting the Sarah McLean series. That is the Scandals and Secrets and Scoundrels.
Yeah.
The one that I'm going to read. So I'm excited about all of those. And Kerrigan Byrne has a book coming out on Tuesday. That I can't remember the name of currently, but it's coming out on Tuesday. And I have an arc of it that I'm going to hopefully read in the next 48 hours before it comes out. Right. So what about you, Stacey?
Don't forget, like whoever is out there right now, big news, big news. Sarah McLean is going to be on Chris's channel on February for Valentine's Day. If you are not doing anything on Valentine's Day, you get your butt over to Chris's channel and Sarah McLean will be there. She will be there. And if literally, it's like Sarah McLean, Kerrigan Byrne. They're like
You're so exciting. You're so funny. I'm like, oh my God, what's the
I'm freaking out. Like Chris got me an early birthday present and I'm going to get to meet her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fangirl. I'm seriously going to be there for 10 minutes, like freaking out. I'm going to be like, you guys were there when I first met Jessica from Peace Love Books. I was a mess. I was just like,
she's so you're
one leg at a time.
I know. I get so excited about this crap, guys. Don't mind me. Like I fangirl all the time. Like
what's around with you,
like, well, oh,
we're not that cool. Thank you.
You're so sweet. Yeah, we're not that cool.
No, my cool factor dropped like 10 years ago. Like it went down the drain.
Yeah.
So no, you could show me a Hollywood star, maybe Henry Cavill, I would fangirl over, but like show me a Hollywood star and then show me my authors. I would veer towards my authors. I wouldn't even care about the actors. I'd go towards my authors. So I don't know. Is anybody else like that? Maybe not. So
what are you reading, Stacey?
I'm in full Sarah McLean mode, so I've got halfway through Brazen the Beast and The Rogue Not Taken as well. So
can you show us the covers? Can you show us the UK covers?
That one is Brazen in the Beast.
Oh wow, beautiful.
And then that one is it's not, sorry, light's a bit weird. That's The Rogue Not Taken.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I love that one. I just finished it.
But yeah, so loving them. They're great. Love it.
Wait, Christy, did you say what you're reading?
I know. Why is everybody saying yes? I'm confused.
Christy, they want you to start a channel. Like, you need to get your butt on here and start a channel. They said, yes, Christy, start a channel. I vote yes as well for Christy's channel because we know how much you read. So we know your channel would be like.
When would you have time to film?
It'd be too much editing, and like I could talk and talk forever, but the editing, like, I don't know. And I still want to enjoy reading, you know?
Right. And just to let you know, guys, all these lovely ladies are in the link down below. But Christy, I will add her in the next 10 minutes, and her link will be down below as well. So follow all these lovely ladies on YouTube, Instagram, wherever their platforms are, because the more you support them, the more stuff they do. So make sure you guys are supporting them, because I want to see all their stuff. Like, bottom line, like, I want them to keep producing stuff. So
and I'm reading The Duchess War by Courtney Milan.
Who like it?
Which I just finished the Sarah MacLean series, The Scandal and Scoundrels. Well, I have the third book to read, but I was taking a break to read this because it's the book for Winter of the Wallflower this coming week.
Right, it's a prequel, right?
I read the prequel,
and then that's the first.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like the prequel? I thought it was pretty good. Really?
I was like, no. I was looking at reviews like after I read it because I'm like, what was I reading something else? Like, no, I didn't like it at all.
Really? Okay. So, okay, the premise is she's like the main. What? I don't know names, Christy. Help me out on the names. Like the wolf.
For this?
No.
That's
the prequel.
The prequel, yeah,
the
was
wolf,
Serena and the wolf.
The wolf is tracking down what's her name again?
Serena,
the main heroine, because
he didn't even have to track her down. She's like waiting outside this house of a duke, and like the duke got her fired. She was a governess, and then she decides to stand outside the house every day because that's going to tempt him to come talk to her.
Right.
But yet
she's making like a scene, and the wolf has to take care of it.
She's making a scene by not making a scene. Like, she's just sitting there in the rain. And like she wants the ton and like stuff to gossip about her, but she doesn't want to tell them why she's there. Right. And so I'm like, what's the point of this? Like, you know, she wants him to come talk to her so his wife doesn't find out because they had a little something on the side. But then you find out she was actually raped. So it was just, I don't know.
You're not selling. You're not selling this book.
Here's the thing.
Really not.
I thought it was decent. I didn't think
that was
it
the
was
prequel.
Right.
Like,
but I think it was
between her.
It was the parents.
Yeah. Right? So the romance is supposed to be between Serena and the wolf guy, who was like the duke hires him to handle things for him. So he's like, hey, go handle this lady and make her leave. So it's supposed to be a romance between them. But like, I felt nothing between them. Like all of a sudden they're married and I'm like, did I miss something? Like, I don't know. But the very end, like starts to build up for this book because it's a kid is going to be in this book. And so this one's better though. So I'm thinking maybe she just didn't have enough time because it was so short, you know, the prequel.
It's shorter. So she had to condense it. So I feel like I get where you're going. Like it needed to be longer, but I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was okay. Like I would have given it a 3.8, 3.9. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I give it a 2. Like
I need a T-shirt that says "In Christy I Trust." Whatever Christy
I trust. I see how it is, Lisa. I see how it is.
I get it. So we had three blue hearts. So I guess everyone has got their copies of the Duke, but T. Manning, Heather, and Fran, if y'all DM me, we will DM me your email address and we will get you guys a copy of the ebook for the Duke for next week because we all want you to be able to read them and we know that they are super hard to find. But next week, we are going to be back next week on Carrie's channel. And next week, we are doing a special Historical Hellions Romance Book Squad crossover event.
Yay!
Some books and Books with Samantha on next week to talk the Duke. And then the Romance Book Squad is going to be on the Historical Hellions March show to talk the Judith McNutt book that I got from Thrift Books that smells like ass. So we will be returning that one. I will not be reading that copy, but so we are very excited. We will open up the Discord for the Duke tomorrow. And thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Christy. We cannot thank you enough for coming up and staying up late with us, Stacey. It's so wonderful to see you like in person, like as a in person instead of just over the phone, over the Instagram. It's so nice.
Right. So anytime, I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. And yeah, I hope everybody has a fabulous night. And we'll talk to you guys next Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wait, you had one more thing? Oh, Chris? Wait, we can't
You're
hear
muted.
You muted?
All right, there you go. Yeah, I muted myself because I was getting calls. Like, where are you, Mom? Come upstairs. But if anyone has any good recipes, hit me up on Instagram because tomorrow's Super Bowl and I want to make some shit. So hit me up. All right?
Yeah, there's a game. There's some like football game tomorrow.
Yeah,
there is a game tomorrow.
Right,
so,
it was fun.
See you later, guys.